Hello, everybody. We will be going live in 2 minutes. I'm just here early, just making sure that everything is working as it should. Hello, everybody. Today is Saturday. It's Super Saturday. We will be going live in 2 minutes. And it's football. I'm just here early, weekend. Just making sure that everything is working as it should. Hello, everybody. Today is Saturday. It's Super Saturday. We will be going live in 2 minutes. And it's football. I'm just here early, just making sure that everything is working as it should. Hello, everybody. Today is Saturday. It's Super Saturday. We will be going live in 2 minutes. And it's football. I'm just here early, just making sure that everything is working. Now I'm going to lower the volume on one of these devices. Okay, so I've opened up the volume on Zoom. The volume is open on Zoom. Let's see if that makes a difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I've opened up the volume on the volume. Zoom. The volume is open. The volume is open on Zoom. Let's see if that makes a difference. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I need to have the volume open on Zoom and not on YouTube. I hope that is correct. Volume on YouTube, but not on Zoom. All right. And it's going to move the microphone over, see if that makes a difference. And not on YouTube. I hope that is correct. Volume on YouTube, but not on Zoom. All right. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm good now. Let's see if I can get. Let's see. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Priscilla. I am actually live. The link is the same link as it was earlier this week. For the month of February, the link will not change. If you'd like to join me live, it is available for you to do so now. Thank you. Bye. Now I'll go to Facebook and I'll send that same message to Facebook. Live, the link. Let's go to Facebook. Hello, Samaya. Samai, let me know if you're able to hear my voice. I'm not exactly sure, but I can see that you're here. And thank you so much for joining me. Hi, are you able to hear my voice? I'll just type it in the chat. Are you able to hear my voice clearly? And let's see who is joining me now live. And let's see. Are you able to hear my voice? All right. So Haas is joining us now live. So Sama, are you able to hear my voice? Could you just type yes or no? Hi Haas, how are you?
Hey doctor, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Were you able to hear my voice on YouTube or do you know?
Well, I didn't check, doctor. Okay, give me one moment.
Okay, I'm live on YouTube. All right. So we have visitors that are here with us, and I believe that they're on YouTube, but I want to make sure that you can hear my voice. So Sema, I think it's Sema Gune. Oh, you can hear me clearly. Fantastic. So thank you so much for being here. And today I'm doing my live stream on YouTube. Normally, Seme, I do my live streams on my Facebook page. If you have not joined my Facebook page, I want to invite you to join my Facebook page. But today I am live here on YouTube. What we're going to talk about today on YouTube may be just some terms or phrases that we might use as idioms. We're going to talk about idioms today. And I'd like to ask you first, are there any idioms that you'd like me to discuss? Or tell me one idiom that you actually are familiar with, Seme. And am I pronouncing your name correctly as well? Is it Seme or Sama? I'd love to be able to pronounce it correctly. And tell me,
doctor, it's clear and crystal on YouTube. It's so audible.
Great. So Sama is here on watching from YouTube, but he or she doesn't have Facebook. And this is perfectly fine. I will be doing more live streams on YouTube than on Facebook. So I'm happy that you're here. So Sima, where are you from? Haas, I don't see you anymore. I think my screen has frozen or something. So let me know.
Oh, well, I see.
It's
I
frozen.
see, doctor.
Okay, it's frozen on YouTube then. But I'm going to continue. But I don't see your image, and I'm Sima. Sima, is that S-I-M-A-H or S-I-M-A-Y? So I just want to make sure that I could say C-M-A-H or C-M-A-A-Y. Is it Sima? Sime? From Azerbaijan? Okay. So Haas, are you still there?
Yeah, doctor.
Are you able to see what's on YouTube, or where are you watching from? Are you watching from Zoom? Are you watching?
I'm on Zoom, doctor.
Okay, so I'm on YouTube as well. So you try and go to YouTube and see if I'm frozen. On my computer, I'm frozen, but I'm happy to know that you can see me on. I'm sharing the link from Zoom to YouTube. Remember, I had said I knew I was able to do it, but I don't necessarily know when. So Seema, I'm still not really clear which one is correct, but I'll go with the Seema. So I'm going to go with the Seema from Azerbaijan. And I'm really happy that you are here. And Seema, could you tell me if my video is frozen? Can you tell me if my
No,
video?
doctor.
Oh, it is
You're
not?
not. Everything is
Okay.
okay. No.
Fantastic. Then I won't check back, because I think if I check back, like refresh my screen, it might do something to my computer. So because I'm live streaming on my laptop today. So today we're going to talk about some slangs. I'd like you to teach. Oh, do you? Yes. No, yes, I still do. Yes, Seema, I still do. I'm still there. But today, of course, you may know that I have my own platform as well. But yes, and I think that is a great platform to learn on. So continue practicing there, because you will get 24 hours a day opportunities to practice. You don't get that on most platforms. So today we're going to talk about slang. Haas, do you have a slang that you'd like to introduce, that you'd like for us to talk about today? Please say yes, you do. And that's
well,
yes, we just need
well, I
one.
do, but
We just have one. Yeah, go ahead.
well, doctor, you just need to give me some time so I can remember all those expressions that I know from the slang.
Okay, well,
Actually, I know so many expressions, but when it comes to remember them,
we only need one. What would you like to discuss today?
Okay, well, you said that we're going to talk about idioms today. One of the idioms that I've been practicing like yesterday and the day before is to clear the air.
Oh, I love that one. Okay, and to clear the air, idioms, slang, phrasal verbs, they're not all the same. Remember, we were talking about collocations as well. They're similar, but they're not quite the same. So we can definitely go with the idiom, clear the air. And when we clear the air, it isn't like you're taking a broom and, dusting down the cobwebs or sweeping the floor. When you take the words apart to clear the air, this is what you have, this is what you see. But to clear the air means like, okay, let's start over. We've had a heated argument and we didn't see eye to eye. Eye to eye is an idiom as well, or slang. But we just want to clear things up so we can get back to the way things should be. We want to clear the air. So that's what clearing the air actually means. Now let's try and find a conversation that will relate easily to clear the air, that when you do use it, it becomes easy. And you said it very naturally, but I have not heard you use it in a conversation. So let's try to create a conversation where we can use to clear the air. There was an article in the newspaper yesterday about the coconut that was arrested. Now, obviously, it wasn't yesterday because we've already had that lesson, but the coconut was arrested, and there was a lot of confusion surrounding this coconut.
Okay, why was the coconut actually arrested? What was it arrested?
It appears that there was an election going on or about to start. And in this particular area, I forget what area it is in, I think the people are very superstitious. So this coconut was sitting outside of this building. And because the coconut is not necessarily supposed to be in this area, there wasn't any coconut trees in this area. There wasn't anyone selling coconuts in the area. And then to find a coconut right beside the polling station, it was quite suspicious.
Okay, what was suspicious about the coconut structure being beside that building?
Remember, I just said earlier that the people in this particular area or this village, they're very superstitious. When things are not as they should be, if there are not any coconut trees in the area, there's no one selling coconuts in the area. And today is the day that we're voting. That coconut looks suspicious. Now, what I interpret that is, you use your imagination, if you will. Sometimes people can present themselves as something else that they're not. At around Halloween time, for example, in my country, we do what we call trick or treat. People will dress up as ghouls or monsters, but underneath their costumes is a human being. So for this coconut to be outside of this building was a little suspicious. Why is there a coconut sitting there? But the interesting thing
if I were there, Doctor, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say the interesting thing is someone called the police about on this coconut to say that there is something suspicious, and it was just a coconut.
Well, people must have been so angry around that area. Especially if it's not a place where coconuts are sold or something like that. So somebody should have cleared the air when they found that coconuts there.
Well, to clear the air probably would be to explain to the officer why they were suspicious of the coconut. So the police officer might say something like, well, let me just be clear. Let's just clear the air for a moment. You're calling the police station because there's a coconut outside of a building. And the person said, yes. And the police officer probably should say, well, what is your concern about the coconut being there? And this person might say, it's so unusual for a coconut to be in an area like this. There's no one selling coconuts. There's no coconut trees. So then the officer said, well, to clear the air, I want to understand that the coconut does not look like a human being. Is that right? And so the person says, no, it's just around your typical coconut. And the officer might say, just to clear the air, what do you want me to do? And then we start the conversation again. I want you to come and arrest the coconut. That's how we need to clear the air, to get a better understanding of what exactly are we talking about. Is it a human dressed up, or is it
Yes, I understand that. So when you said, Doctor, that the officer will clear the air, it means that he will help people understand the situation better. We'll try to get rid of that anger.
Exactly. So when the police officer is asking all of these clarifying questions, by asking the clarifying questions, the officer is giving the person who called in an opportunity to explain himself or herself so that they can recognize that this is crazy. You're calling in for something as silly as a coconut. So that's a great one. That's a great idiom. And oftentimes that was a great one, and it wasn't so difficult because you could see to clear the air. When I explain it, now you can go out and use it. But here's one that says your information has fallen on deaf ears. Information is falling on deaf ears. What? It's falling on deaf ears? Is someone dead? Or what does that mean? So let's explore the idiom of falling on deaf ears.
Well, Doctor, it simply reminds me of the idiom to beat a dead horse.
Yeah, okay, exactly. It's the same.
It's just like when you're trying to explain something to someone that's not getting it.
Yeah, but you did something very tricky there. You used another idiom to explain the idiom, which means that you can use many idioms to serve the same purpose. Okay. In this article, though, a hard nut to crack, that one might be difficult to get because you just got the one about falling on deaf ears. Now, a hard nut to crack, what do you think it might be? And we can create a scenario for it. And let's just see if Sima, if you have a question, you can post your question, and myself or Haas will be able to try and elaborate or explain. For those of you,
Doctor, you said a hard nut to crack.
A hard nut to crack.
Okay.
A
Well, the expression might be used to describe something that's not so easily achievable, doable.
achievable or doable. And can you
Uh-huh.
give me an example of how you might use that idiom, a hard nut to crack?
Okay, let's just imagine that you've never played football before, doctor, and I mean football, doctor, not soccer.
Mhm. Okay.
And then you're just being invited to go to that football play, and then a football play will be something that's will be an egg that's hard to crack, just because you've never done that before.
Yeah, it's something that's difficult to accomplish. It's something that's very challenging. And we could also say that if you have a situation on your job and you
Okay.
just can't find an easy solution, like the cell phone, I was trying to move one link up to another link and put it someplace else. I said, this is just a hard nut to crack. This is just a hard nut to crack. I just can't figure it out. So yeah, this is a hard nut to crack. And when you're saying it, it just needs to flow. It just needs to come out just as easily as eating apple pie, that you don't have to think about it. It's just like, this is a hard nut to crack. Like, my goodness, I've been working on this for 2 days. It's just a hard nut to crack. And then we get the answer. Oh, you're good at this one. You're better than I would have thought that you would have been.
Well, doctor, it's my turn.
It's what's that?
It's my turn. I'm going to suggest another idiom.
Okay. Okay,
my idiom says, it takes two to tango.
Okay.
Okay, are you familiar with that one, doctor?
Yes, I'm very familiar with that one. And for me, I think of, a tango is a dance. It's people that are dancing. You can't tango alone. All right.
Yeah.
So if there's an argument going on, I just can't believe that she's still going on about losing her purse and thinking that Jonathan has it.
Yeah.
Well, it takes two to tango. She can't be arguing with Jonathan unless Jonathan is saying something back to her. So it takes two to tango. So don't just put it all on her. Jonathan is involved. Yeah.
Yeah. You got it, doctor.
Wait. You just said you got it, doctor. What else could you have said as an idiot?
Well,
you hit the nail.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head.
You hit the nail on the head, which means
you are on point, doctor, which means that what you've just said is so right.
Exactly. What I've said is so right. So these are just the quick and dirty of it all. Quick and dirty. And quick and dirty, this is like, why does someone say something like that? Quick and dirty. Quick and dirty. What do you think that means? Quick and dirty. What do you actually think it means? Well, that's the quick and dirty of that.
Well, when you said quick and dirty, I tried to find something that really relates the adjective quick and dirty at the same time, but I honestly couldn't find something.
Okay, so the quick and dirty of it is, we had a story yesterday. Rigging.
Okay.
Rigging. Quick and dirty is rigging. Now you need to know what the meaning of rigging is. So when I first started with Camtasia, I just rigged stuff together. What do you think I did? I just rigged something together. What do you think it means?
To mix up things?
Yeah, I did make something, but think about my rigging. Was it really something complete, or I had a beginning, a middle, and an end, but it really wasn't concise? I just wanted to know how to do it. I wanted to know how to start it, what goes in the middle, and how it ends. So I rigged it together. It was my template. It's like, okay, so now I know when I'm really ready to do it, I need to have a beginning that has to have some substance, a middle has to have some substance, and an end has to have some substance. but I didn't do all that. I just knew a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now that I know how to start, I know how to build the middle, and I know how to conclude. Now I can merge all of this rigging together and put in a little bit of substance.
Okay.
Middle, and then conclude. And then rigging is makeshift. It will work for a little while.
Okay.
So quick and dirty is if you've got guests coming over that you didn't know were coming, and you've got to throw something together for them to eat. So
Okay.
that's makeshift. It's just something quickly done, very hastily, but
Okay.
It's sufficient. So this is the quick and dirty.
Okay. Well, Doctor, most of the idioms that I've learned during the last period of time are from the TV program that's called the 90 Days Fiancé, the one I told you about a few days ago.
I looked at that.
It's working amazingly good for me, Doctor.
Okay.
And the two idioms that I just suggested are from the TV show, and another one is the relationship is on the rocks, which means that the relationship is not so good between a couple.
Very good. The relationship is on the rocks. Very good. And when a relationship is on the rocks, they will do things. They'll do the quick and dirty things, like maybe if he's the one that's not being agreeable, he may go out and buy some roses and give them to her to appease her, to make her feel a little happier and a little more forgiving. So that's good. On the rocks is good. Another thing, when we hear the on the rocks, this is not slang, but if you go to a bar and you drink alcohol, I like to have bourbon on the rocks, please. That just means you have to have ice cubes in your glass. So we could consider ice as rocks as well.
Okay.
So that's one. Okay, very good. So let's
see. Well, another one would be to pop the question.
Yeah. So my son popped the question to his fiance. And for those of you who are listening, I'm so happy for my son Edwin. He will be getting married on February 20th, which is next Sunday, I think, or Saturday, whatever day it is. So I won't be available. I'll be at the wedding and participating in that. I'll be out of town, actually. So he popped the question, which means that he asked Marika to be his wife, and she said yes. She said yes. So that was very exciting. That was very exciting.
Yeah. And Doctor, another one would be tie the knot. And that's an idiom that I use a lot.
Tie the knot is good. What does tie the knot actually mean?
Well, it simply means to get married, Doctor. To marry the girl of his dreams.
Yep. To pop the question and tie the knot. I'm typing it. Pop the question and tie the knot. K-N-O-T. I tie the knot. Yeah, that means that they are going to be married, bound together to each other for eternity. Yeah, so they both are excited. They're both very happy, and I'm happy for them too. And I said, Edwin, what are you going to do about work? He said he will be going to work the next day. I said, no, you can't go to work the next day. So he is taking Monday. He will take Monday off, but he will go to work on Tuesday. He said because of COVID, there's not many places that they can go without planning ahead of time. So they're going to plan to take a honeymoon type vacation later in 2022, maybe September or August. So I guess they're looking forward to that, and that should be nice. And they'll have more time to get away as well. They've already taken some time off from work because of planning for the wedding and things like that. So they've already purchased a home and just planning to move forward with their relationship. So
I'm so excited for them.
Yeah, I'm excited for them too. They're excited for themselves. They are excited for themselves. So it's going to be good. All right.
Yeah.
I know you use over the moon a lot. What does it mean over the moon? What does it mean to be?
Yeah, well, over the moon means to be exalted, to be
Mhm.
super happy.
To be super happy, to
Yeah,
be
on cloud
exalted.
nine, doctor. On
What's
cloud nine. That's
on
another one.
cloud nine? All right, so that is an unusual one that you wouldn't be able to look at the word and make any meaning out of it. We know that a cloud is high in the sky, yeah. So I could get that cloud. So you're very high, you're very happy. But what does the nine have to do with it? I don't know. But on cloud
Well, me
nine,
neither.
yeah. So it's just a phrase, and maybe it could be typically 9 out of 10 is very good. Most people don't
Yeah.
get 10 out of 10, so you wouldn't say cloud 10. I'm on cloud 10 now. I'm on cloud 10 now. That doesn't have a nice ring to it. So
Yeah.
people probably would not say on cloud 10.
Mhm.
And we
Yeah,
get,
well, best of both worlds,
yes,
doctor. That's
yes.
an idiom that I like.
Best of both worlds. Give me an example of best of both worlds. Give me an example of best of both worlds.
Well, I just need to make sure that I'm understanding the idiom the right way. Well, does that mean that to get the benefits of two different things, doctor?
Absolutely. It's the same as
Okay.
killing two birds with one stone.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to kill two birds, it's like the best of both worlds. I want to go to the wedding and I want to go out of town.
Okay.
Go to the wedding and I get to go out of town. Killing two birds with one stone. I only have enough money to do one thing, and I can either go to the wedding or I can go out of town. I get to go to the wedding and get to go out of town. So that's killing two birds with one stone, the best of both
Okay.
worlds. So you can see how those will fit. And this brings to mind, now that we're doing this, that when you learn one, it might be easy to learn some others that are related to it as well, but understand the one deeply, then you can associate the other one to it. So let's just see. I'm just trying to think of another one that fits with the best of both worlds. I don't know. I cannot think.
Okay, well, I've just moved to another one, doctor, to spill the beans.
Okay, to spill the beans. Okay. Yeah, and that seems like, what does that mean? We know that the word spill means to empty out, to drop,
Yeah.
spread out. But what does the beans have to do with it? Beans. Okay. So here's the thing about beans. If you know anything about beans or peas, I think of them as being round little balls, right? And what happens when you drop round things on the floor? They spread out all over the place.
Yeah.
So that could be spilling the beans. So if I tell you something, Haas, I'm going to tell you something, but don't tell anybody. Oh my goodness. If you don't want someone to spill the beans, if you don't want to spill the beans, do not tell Haas, because Haas is going to tell everybody. Haas is going to spill the beans. Haas cannot keep a secret.
Yeah. Well, that's another idiom that can have the same meaning as to spill the beans would be to get the skeleton out of the closet.
Okay, to get the skeleton out of the closet.
Yeah, well, let's just imagine that you did a crime, doctor.
Yeah.
And then you didn't tell anybody about it, and then like out of thin air, somebody figures out that you killed a woman, and then you hide the skeleton in the closet. And then he says, I know about the whole story, and then you just need to reveal the skeleton.
Okay. Now
well, it's not revealing the skeleton, but it's like you're telling that person about a secret that you've been keeping for a long time.
Yeah, and I was following you up to a point when you said he was hiding the skeleton. You're not actually talking about the bones in the closet, though, are you?
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you talking about having the bones in the closet?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's
Well,
not what
doctor,
that's not what,
doctor, it's not.
okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, doctor, a skeleton is something that we would love to hide, especially if we did that crime. So it's not about the skeleton itself. It is the skeleton is the secrets.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, the skeleton is the secret. Like no one knows my
Yeah.
secret. But now that the skeleton is out of the closet, we all know what it is.
Yeah.
And then, so a skeleton in the closet is keeping a secret, or the secret is out. Yeah, it could be spilling the beans. Okay,
Mhm.
you've already spilled the beans now. Your secret's out. The skeleton is out of the closet. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
we
well,
have,
there's so many idioms, doctor, but if you don't use it, you just lose it. When it
right.
comes to remember them, you
Mhm.
just feel you're out of practice, and then you're disabled.
But if you really learn them, for me,
Yeah.
riding a bicycle, I have not ridden a bicycle in, I don't know, maybe 30 years. But I believe if I had a bicycle, I could just get on the bicycle and I would know how to do it. So once you've learned the idiom or the slang or the phrase word, once you really learn it, it comes to you immediately when you hear it. It will come back to you. But if you've never really learned it to understand it, no, it won't come to you. As I was saying, I was trying to think of one that goes with, I've already forgotten the one we were talking about. But when you say it, it immediately kindles my brain and I remember it. I'm trying to think of some that, and they have new ones coming up every day. I was telling Omar yesterday, when we said the word golden, I'm golden. Like who says that? But people are saying it now. How are you feeling? I'm golden. And it's just whatever people decide that, I like it. As a group, people start to embrace words and they put it into the dictionary and it has a totally different meaning than what we typically would think of it. So now we've practiced it, because when I first heard it, I was in the store and I was asking for help with my computer. And the guy asked me, he said, "So you're golden now?" And I said, "What? What does that mean?" Because I want to know. And he said, "That just simply means that you're good now. You understand." Oh, you in a good way. So I said, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm golden." Then I started to use it so that I could remember it when I would hear it again. And we'll do the same with say French phrases. You can ask me a question. I say, oui, because it just sounds so strange to say oui, or in Spanish, you just say sí, señor. That's about the extent of what I know. But these are things that we gravitate toward, and it just makes us feel good. We feel esteemed.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Or you use the word exalted. When you use the word exalted, I think of royalty. I think of the king and the prince. We're so exalted. Yeah. So, but you just elated. You're just happy. And
and doctor, another idiom that I learned like 5 years ago when I started having English courses at the private school for languages is to cry over spilled milk.
Yes, to cry over spilled milk. And what does that mean?
Yeah, well, I'm going to use another expression that I learned from Lisa Nichols to explain this idiom. Okay. Yeah. Well, the expression that I learned from Lisa Nichols is the deed is done. The deed is done. The deed is done. You just need to cry over something that you did intentionally. So it's over. It's not going to. You're not going to fix it if you cry over it.
Exactly. So the milk is already spilt on the table. You can't pick it up and put it back in the container. You can't drink it. It's over. The deed is done. Now, what are you going to do forward? And so let's just say for now, oftentimes students, and I understand it, I get it when they say, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Teacher, I made a mistake. Don't cry over it. Learn from it and let's move on. Do not continue to apologize for saying something incorrectly. This is how we learn. We learn best by making mistakes. So the more mistakes that you learn, if you're learning intentionally, the faster you're going to learn how to overcome that area in which you are deficient. So don't cry over spilt milk. The deed is done. Yeah. And you know, that's one of my coaches, Lisa Nichols. She is getting married on March 11th, and hers will be, I think hers will be on YouTube as well, or Facebook or someplace. It will be streamed. So I will definitely be watching.
Well, watch the video where she was exercising and her groom was behind her and she was inviting everyone to join her during the 20 days journey before the day of the marriage. She seemed to be so excited.
She is over the moon. She is over the moon. She's on cloud 9. He's popped the question. And I'm just so excited for her. I'm just so excited. I can't think of a person that is more deserving. And I met Marcellus. He's a wonderful person. He is he's so gentle. He's a big guy, but he's just a big bear. But she's so tiny too. He looks even bigger. He looks even bigger when she's beside him because she is so little. She is so tiny.
But well, another one, Doctor. Another idiom that I love to pieces. Well, love to pieces is an idiom.
And what does love to pieces mean? Love to pieces.
Yeah, well, to love something so much.
Yeah.
To be into something. Yeah. Well, the other idiom is when pigs fly. When pigs fly.
Okay, and what does when pigs fly mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, well, it means that something is simply impossible. It's not going to happen. It's just building castles in the air.
Well, it did happen. It did happen. Let me tell you when the pigs flew. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
When President Barack Obama was running for office, he said he will not become president until pigs fly. But guess what happened? We got we got the swine flu.
Okay.
That when I heard someone tell that, and it was when he was during his period with that virus, the swine flu, and a swine is a pig, right? So we had the swine flu. So there we are.
Yeah.
That prediction.
So this idiom is not, it won't work anymore. Because at least one pig flew.
Yeah. Well, one pig flew, and I hope to have it happen again. I hope to have another person of color in the White House. So maybe that person will not be Barack Obama, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how.
Yeah, and that's the beauty about idioms, Doctor. It really makes it so. I'm not going to say strange, but special for some people, especially when you use those archaic expressions, archaic idioms that's not used anymore,
right?
Or that's not understandable by everyone. It really makes you so special.
Not even me. I'm going to now look ARCHA, archaic idioms. Let's see what's. Let me see what do they have. Words people needs to use again. So these are words that people listen. Advertisement, we still say that.
Yeah, well, Doctor, my way of madness. I remember. I think you forgot that idiom.
What is it again?
My way of madness.
My way of madness. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's said this way. I'm not sure.
My way of madness.
My method of madness. My
It's a
method to madness.
it's a method to
Method to
madness.
madness.
It's a method to madness. Like Einstein. Einstein had a method to his madness. Like, what are you doing? Well, eventually it worked. Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, which I later found out through Black History Month that it wasn't Edison, it was an African American that lost out on the opportunity to get the true credit for what he had done. But it's okay. We do have the light bulb. So yeah, method to the madness. Well, I say it. Remember, I was just telling you about my experience with Camtasia. I wanted to know before I go all in, I want to know if I'm going to understand it. Because if I spend so much time doing the first part, and then I don't understand the middle part, and I don't understand the last part, then all of my energy has been wasted. I could have done something else. So our friend Simon was telling me how to use Adobe, and I'm going to go through that same process. And I said, well, the learning curve for Adobe compared to Camtasia, he said it's more difficult. It's more difficult. But the things that we are able to do with Adobe, did you get the 5 collocations? They're on my LinkedIn page. Did you see them?
No, not that, sir. No.
Okay, well, he created that for me, and I just thought it was. I really enjoyed looking at it. I, of course, did the markup, and I sent to him what it should look like. He just made it look better.
Okay.
And he used Adobe, and so I said, but he's getting married also. So which means if he's getting married, he will not have as much time to work with me as he has worked in the past. So I wanted to know how to do it. And so he said he did it with Adobe. So I'm going to take Adobe. I'm going to learn how to do something quick and dirty. Do this part, and this part. If I can do those parts, then I'll merge what I've learned. But I don't want to invest all of my time just learning this part. And then I might decide I don't want to do Adobe. I'm sure I can do a good part of what I'm talking about in Camtasia. Camtasia, of course, is more of a multimedia movement movie. Camtasia is more static being stable and not moving, but you put pieces together and it moves. So we'll see. I'll decide what I want to do and how I want to do it. All right, let me go back and check on my YouTube channel to see if there were any comments there.
Yeah.
Now that I've gotten off of the page, I don't know how to get back. So I don't know how to get back to the YouTube page. I think for me, I could use about 4 different types of devices, electronic devices, to keep up with where I am. So I'm trying to look on YouTube, but I don't see. Is this it right here? I think this is it, but it's not moving. I'll click on it. Okay, there it is. So yeah, it's still there. I can see it now. I can see both of us there on the YouTube.
Yeah. Well, a friend of mine recently told me that people in London call a policeman. Well, it's a way to make
a bobby
policeman.
A bobby?
No.
A bobby?
No, the old bell.
The old bell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they use the expression black sheep and oddball to describe a person that's bizarre, a person that's all the time isolated, that doesn't really talk to anyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a minute.
And it really makes sense to me, like a black sheep.
Yeah.
In, a group of sheeps. All of them are white, and then except for that black one that's black of color,
it's
really like
the
special.
oddball. The oddball. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Abdurrahman, I think you should have, yes, we will be on YouTube tonight, but it will be at a different link. It will be at a different link tonight, but I will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to join us live now, you have the link. You have the link in this Facebook group if you wish to join the Facebook group. If not, you can just stay here and type any questions. So right now we're talking about idioms that are familiar, some that are funny. So we were just talking about, for now, I'm going to say that there is the black sheep of the family. So when we have the black sheep of the family, we're just saying that this person is odd. I would say that my family would think of me as the black sheep of the family. I always am sitting at a computer, or I always have a book in front of me. I'm not going outside to play any sports. And that makes me the black sheep of the family. Something.
Yeah, that makes you a fish out of water, doctor.
Yes, a fish out of water. Well, wait. A fish out of water and
well, it's not really the same, I know, but
a fish out of water.
It's like similar. It has a similar meaning.
Okay, so how is a fish out of water? What does it mean?
Okay, a fish out of water means that well, doctor, you for sure have been through a time where it was like the first experience for you, a work experience or some marriage experience, for example, and then you don't really know so many things about that new job. And that's what being in a situation where you feel a fish out of water. It's a situation where you don't typically know anything about that experience, and
you're what one might call uncomfortable. It's a fish out of water. Very good. Yeah, that is correct. So Abdurrahman, if you have an idiom that you'd like to have us explore, we'd be happy to do that. So we were looking at idioms of that nature.
Yeah, more idioms, doctor.
Yeah, or idioms that you want us to discuss. We can do that. So I want to say thank you.
Okay, out of thin air, doctor. Out of thin air, and out of the blue. Yeah,
out of thin air, out of the blue. Yeah, where'd you come up with that question? Out of thin air. It just came to my head, and I thought I'd say it. Out of the blue. Oh, out of the blue out of the blue seems to me would be difficult to understand. What does it mean, out of the blue? Just out of the blue. Well, I can get the out of the car, out of the boat, but out of the blue, what does it mean? I know blue is a color. Hey Nazi, thanks so much for joining. Today we're talking about idioms, slang, and maybe even phrasal verbs. If there is one that you'd like for us to discuss or explore, I'd be happy to share that with you. Unfortunately, I didn't post the live link, so that you're watching Haas. Haas is live with me in this online stream today. Maybe next week, maybe in the month of March. Maybe I'll do that in March. Each month, I'm trying to do something different. So for the month of February, in the month of January, we worked with vocabulary. In the month of February, we're going live on streaming. We're streaming live, either YouTube or Facebook. And maybe in March, I'll open it up for anyone that wants to join the live stream and talk. We'll be able to do so. Okay. So Nazi, if you have an idiom that you'd like to explore, just post it and we will talk about it. So out of the blue, every month, out of the blue, I just choose something different for us to do. Out of the blue. Yeah.
You know, doctor, my tip for learning idioms that doesn't really make sense to me, or that contains so many different words, so many different words to remember. I mean, hard to remember. Is my ways to remember the example. The first time ever I used that idiom. This way, I will never forget that idiom.
Oh, so the very first time. But I would imagine the first time that you're learning it at a very deep level. unlike many non-native English speakers, they just write it down and they have it, but
Okay.
they never put it into practice. Not even at the time that they're learning it. They just have it. And I see this with the vocabulary words. It's just one word, but
Yeah.
there is a hesitancy to actually use the word. So I find that quite interesting. Because
Yeah,
again,
and it's simple, doctor.
mhm.
Well, I was talking about my way, my personal one, and then you said that writing idioms down is another good way. Well, in case you just don't remember that idiom, you will go back to the drawing board, read that idiom again, and try to use that idiom.
Yes,
As simple as that.
going back to the drawing board. And there again, you're using it and say, oh yeah, going back to the drawing board, going back to do something. And idioms are a very quick way to express yourself in English, but every conversation that you're in, it's not like an idiom, an idiom, an idiom. No, that's not what we mean. But conversations are full of idioms. Let's see.
No, doctor, I don't know about you, but for me, it really leverages the way I see my English. It really makes me feel good about myself.
Yes, and I love the way that you're using the word leverage. And I see that we have ver life. Thank you so much for that response. I'm not exactly sure what it means, but I'm happy that you're here. And I cannot read your name because it's not in letters, but welcome to our live stream today. And we're live every day for the month of February. We're live every day for the month of February at the same time. So whatever time it is in your country, that it is, 55 minutes earlier than now, this is where you will be able to find us on YouTube, on live streaming. Alexa, stop. So Alexa is telling me that I have 5 minutes remaining before this session ends. If you guys do not have an Alexa, you need to get one. It is a lifesaver. It will go off when, like, okay, it doesn't say it. It just tells me that I've got something to do in whatever time I have set it for. So I really have it. Yeah. So we're talking about.
Well, doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember you used to use the word guinea pigs a lot. And yesterday, when I was in my bed, but before I sleep, it was floating. Yeah, it was floating in around my head.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I couldn't remember the meaning of the word guinea pig.
Okay, but now do you get it? A guinea pig is like when.
No.
A guinea pig.
Still didn't get it.
Okay, a guinea pig. Well, pigs. I'm just taking the words apart. Maybe for me, pigs is just in such a surplus. There's more than enough. There's more than enough pigs to go around for anything that we want. I'm not necessarily sure about the word guinea, but a guinea pig is something that is used for many different purposes. It could be a guinea pig for learning to speak English. A teacher may use their students at the beginning to practice with as guinea pigs because the teacher wants to learn something. For example, I actually use my students as guinea pigs when I want to practice some software and I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work. So I'll ask the students to participate at no cost to themselves. Would you like to be on this platform with me and you can learn something about idioms or slang or whatever it is that you want to learn as my guinea pig. So a guinea pig is never compensated for what they're used for. So a guinea pig is, people will give samples of their food away. Do you like this? Or do you like this one better? Do you like food A or food B? And so these are guinea pigs and they get their data and then so more people enjoyed this food as opposed to this food or spaghetti. So that's.
Well, I Googled the word. I Googled it yesterday, but Well, he said that guinea pig is that little like animal that looks like a rat.
Yeah.
And then it didn't really make sense for me. Well, as a doctor, Priscilla, was she talking about like animals? What about rats? What was it exactly? But now it really makes sense to me. Like
Okay.
it's something that we try on things, we try with things.
Yeah. And see, and for me, when I heard what you looked up the word guinea pig, you didn't look it up as an idiom. You probably if you look it up as an idiom. And I'm just now looking at it, and a guinea pig is not the kind of pig that I had in my mind. I was thinking of the oink 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 pig. But I was just saying that, making sense of it for me, the pigs are in such surplus, but they use rats and mice as guinea pigs for medical reasons because they too are just in an abundance that they use their my son's fiance works in the research department of Chapel Hill University, and they do research on these little mice, and they're the guinea pigs, but they're not guinea pigs, they're mice, but they're doing that for research. So yeah.
No. Okay.
Well, we are coming up on the bewitching hour. We have about 1 minute. Thank you so much for joining me today, Haas. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Doctor.
Are you joining us today?
Oh yeah, definitely, Doctor. I forgot it's Saturday. Yeah, I will.
So it's out of sight.
It's been a great session, Doctor. We've been through a lot of idioms, which is amazing. Yeah.
So guys, if you all wish to join us today, but you'd have to be able to join us from the Facebook because we will not be live streaming on YouTube. So Haas, I will send you the link when I get the link, and start at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So whatever time it is now, so it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5. And 3 hours from now, we will be live again, but we will be live on Facebook. For those of you who are watching me live on YouTube, I will be live again at 8 p.m., which will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll be live on YouTube in 6 hours from now. So, but here's the thing. If you click on the bell, you'll always know when I'm going live. So,
yeah.
All right. Thank you, Hans, for joining me. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Abdurrahman, and the name that I can't read, Nasi, thank you for joining. And one other person.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, and those of you who are watching on Facebook, I don't think you can watch me on Facebook because I didn't stream to Facebook. I should have streamed it. I should have shared it to Facebook because I see it down here. I could have shared it to Facebook. I'll do that next time. Okay, guys. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, Doctor. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.